Welcome back to Okaloosa Eye on Crime, the show where you can help Emerald Coast Crime Stoppers and law enforcement track down wanted individuals and earn a cash reward in return, all without ever having to give your name.
That's right, and this one's show is going to put the spotlight again on some cold cases and on a new statewide Crime Stoppers initiative to help solve older unsolved crimes all across the state of Florida. So let's get started. First case up is the Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office continuing to investigate the shooting death of a Fort Walton Beach area man that took place during the early morning hours June of 2015. Deputies responded to 39-year-old Jimmy Lee Dodd's mobile home on Marty Lane about 5:30 in the morning after another resident placed a 911 call for help. Dodd's body was located outside the trailer, and investigators say he'd been shot multiple times. So anyone with information on this is asked to please contact the OCSO or Emerald Coast Crime Stoppers. You know the routine 850-863-TIPS, emeraldcoastcrimestoppers.com, or via the P3 TIPS mobile app.
And next up, the Walton County Sheriff's Office is searching for a woman that's been missing since 2006. Investigators are asking for any information regarding the disappearance of Jackie Lee Bunn McWaters. The then 33-year-old was last seen in July of 2006 in the area of Martin Luther King Boulevard in Crestview. She was 5 foot 4 inches tall with blonde hair and gray hazel eyes. Nobody's heard or seen from her since. Anybody with information, of course, you can contact the Walton County Sheriff's Office or Emerald Coast Crime Stoppers anonymously.
And another missing person case, but this one a little bit more recent. 51-year-old Kathleen Elagio was reported missing on June 26, 2021. The last known contact was with a friend, however, on May 16, 2021. 3 years later, and investigators have followed up on multiple leads and conducted numerous searches, but they've been unable to locate Kathleen. So if anyone's got any information that can help, please contact Crime Stoppers or the Sheriff's Office.
And another 2015 homicide that's still unsolved. 9 years ago, Randy Campbell was found shot to death in a parking lot on Cape Drive Northwest in Fort Walton Beach, and the Fort Walton Beach Police Department isn't giving up on finding his killer. They're hoping someone might have information that will help solve the case. So anybody with information, contact Fort Walton Beach Police Department or Emerald Coast Crime Stoppers.
And it's been 3 years since Stoney Mathis was shot and killed outside of his home on Bennett's End in Fort Walton Beach. That was back on June 7th, 2021. OCSO investigators say they received reports of 2 cars seen in the vicinity prior to the shooting. One was a silver gray Kia Soul with 2 black males inside, and there was a dark gray sedan. So they're currently still pursuing active leads in this case and are just hoping someone's going to speak up to help bring justice for Stoney and for his family.
That's right. And we do want to talk about Emerald Coast Crime Stoppers. Thanks to the tips that you send in, you're helping solve cases. You're helping put wanted fugitives behind bars. Year to date, 2024, we received almost 570 tips. We've made 26 arrests and solved 27 cases for law enforcement agencies, and our board of directors, our volunteer board of directors, has approved almost $10,000 in rewards.
Yeah, I want to keep that track record of success going, so thanks to everybody who's called in, and please continue. If you've got information, remember you can stay anonymous. You never have to give your name. Next up, a day this week was a pretty emotional day at the Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office headquarters in Shalimar. Volunteers with a long-distance motorcycle ride designed to honor fallen officers all across the United States came to pay tribute to fallen OCSO Corporal Ray Hamilton and to his wife, Renee.
Yeah, the purpose of the End of Watch Ride to Remember is to ensure no officer is forgotten, that the families know their loved one has not been forgotten, and that there is recognition, support, and understanding to help them heal.
This year we left June 1st from Spokane, Washington. We're on the road 73 days. It's just under 23,000 miles, and we're visiting 250 agencies, all that lost one of these men and women in the line of duty these past 2 years. So we absolutely wanted to thank you guys for coming out. to be able to come and honor Ray and Renee and all you guys for your loss again.
If I reach out to Renee every now and then just to tell her how much I love her and care about her and appreciate her, and you know, it's something that we all keep in our hearts daily. Be more like Ray, you know, be like Ray. I mean, I saw her post the other day and was a great reminder of how our community came together during a tragic time to show their support for law enforcement, and that support is not lost on us here. It's not lost on those that take the time to do this end of watch ride across the country, and it's not lost on our community. They love you, they support you, and just remember that, you know, it's a tough job to do what we do. Proud to be a member of this team, and you guys rock. So be like Ray.
Hey, Sheriff, will you join me?
Yes.
You've got to stand with me so when I fall.
Well,
Yep, ready?
I have 3X's.
Thank you.
And Corporal Hamilton, who was much beloved in this agency, died in the line of duty on Christmas Eve 2022. He was serving as part of the special response team. Moving now to some of the wanted fugitives that you can help us find. Hopefully, the first person on the list is Paul Austin Griner. Griner's wanted for felony sexual assault and was last known to live on Landview Drive in Fort Walton Beach.
45-year-old Chastity Jean Jacobs, who's wanted for violation of probation on the original charges of fleeing and eluding law enforcement, fraud, larceny, and passing a counterfeit bill.
And here's another one, Renee Lopez, sexual battery on a victim under 12 years of age and lewd and lascivious molestation. Any information on his whereabouts would be greatly appreciated if you could share.
Timothy Tyler Turner, who's 31, his last known address was on Red Barrow Road up in Baker. He's wanted for felony sexual battery and lewd and lascivious molestation.
Yeah, we've got some people running around that need to be behind bars, obviously.
Absolutely.
Clint Wayne Covey's wanted for felony failure to appear on 2 counts of battery on an officer or firefighter.
36-year-old Ann Margaret Mary Marsh, she's being sought for failure to appear for theft and elderly abuse, last known to live on Madeline's Path in Fort Walton Beach.
Denise Freites is 61, and she's wanted for felony violation of probation for DUI, fleeing and eluding law enforcement, and possession of a controlled substance. She was last known to live in Pensacola.
A new face to this month's show is 59-year-old Lincoln Anthony Ricketts. He's 59 years old, wanted for felony failure to appear for driving while license suspended, revoked with prior convictions, resisting arrest without violence, as well as giving false ID to a law enforcement officer.
And Alonzo Borum, also on the run, he's wanted for felony failure to appear for fleeing and eluding law enforcement, resisting arrest without violence, possession of a controlled substance, and possession of narcotics equipment. His last known address was on Shrewsbury Road in Mary Esther.
And this next individual we're going to mention was actually recently featured on a new show called In Pursuit with John Walsh. We're hoping to find him. That's 22-year-old John William Galveo Saab. He's wanted for first-degree premeditated murder in the shooting death of a 48-year-old Fort Walton Beach man back on March 17th of 2021 in Capri Commons Mobile Home Park. He had an address on Patio Road in Fort Walton Beach prior to the murder, but left the area shortly afterwards, and investigators have been unable to locate him. So anyone with information, please contact law enforcement or Emerald Coast Crime Stoppers.
They're not giving up on tracking him down. Next up is Ricky Jerome Sutton. He's wanted for felony violation of probation, that is, for aggravated battery on a pregnant victim and harassing a witness.
25-year-old Oswaldo Avalos Camacho was last known to live on Williams Court in Fort Walton Beach. He's wanted for felony failure to appear for aggravated battery with a deadly weapon.
And this is Keon Kenneth Cooper. He's wanted for felony fleeing with disregard of safety to persons or property. He was last known to live on Dunwoody Place in Fort Walton Beach.
Well, youngsters at the Florida Sheriff's Youth Ranches are going to benefit big time thanks to the success of the Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office fundraiser last weekend, involving teams taking part in some friendly clay shooting competition. Nearly 100 competitors were on hand.
And we wanted to announce that Sheriff Aiden and the OCSO Sheriff Star Charity raised nearly $30,000 to donate to the Florida Sheriff's Youth Ranch. And we certainly want to say thank you to everyone that played a role in getting connected in this event, because it truly helps some Florida kids who need guidance and stability to have a hope for better lives. Next up, we're going back to the Fugitives to see who we've got on the list that we're trying to track down. We don't have a photo available for Calvin Salmon, but Salmon is wanted for felony sexual assault. He's a 79-year-old white male. Last known address was on Northwest Memorial Parkway in Fort Walton Beach.
But we do have a photo of 37-year-old Casey Scott Dishman, who's wanted for felony failure to appear for resisting arrest without violence, possession of a controlled substance with intent to sell, as well as other narcotics charges, last known to live out in Destin.
Donald Joe Mitchell was known to be living out in Navarre. He's 71, wanted for DUI and driving with a license that had been suspended or revoked.
And this one's been on the show for a while. That's 53-year-old Tad Keith Bowers. He's wanted for violation of probation on the original charge of child neglect.
And no photos available, but we're looking for Jermaine Allen Hawkins, who's 44 years old. He's wanted for felony fraud.
We also don't have a photo for Carol L. Hardy, but she's a 65-year-old white female wanted for felony exploitation of an elderly person, last known to live on Wilson Street in Crestview.
And take a look next up at Clenny Davis. Davis is wanted for felony VOP for aggravated battery with a deadly weapon as well as grand theft.
41-year-old Zachary Lee Dalton is wanted for arson.
And Christian Devontae Nix is up next. He's wanted for felony failure to appear, for fleeing and eluding law enforcement, operating a vehicle without a license, and destroying evidence.
Next up is 23-year-old Adrienne Lara, who's actually being sought by the Walton County Sheriff's Office for felony violation of probation, last known to live on Orange Avenue up into Funiac Springs.
And the last known address for David Michael Williams was on Sims Parkway in Niceville. Williams was wanted for felony VOP on multiple counts of grand theft, theft from the elderly, and fraud.
Another new fugitive added this month is Jonathan Christian Wolf. Now, we don't have a photo, but he's a 51-year-old white male, and he's wanted for felony fleeing and eluding.
Moving next to Brennan Shane Dickinson, wanted for felony possession of a weapon or ammo by a convicted felon, burglary, larceny, as well as violation of probation. Quite a list there. Last known address, Harmony Lane in Crestview.
Angela Dawn Tripp, who's 53 years old, she's wanted for failure to appear for exploitation of the elderly, last known to live on Crown Creek Circle in Crestview.
67-year-old Dara Giancola is wanted for felony failure to appear for leaving the scene of an accident, DUI, with injury or property damage, as well as bribery of a public official and resisting arrest without violence. She was last known to live on Hunt Club Street in Fort Walton Beach.
We do want to remind folks these fugitives are wanted as of today's taping date, which is June 27th, 2024.
True.
Well, an elderly Laurel Hill man who went out for a walk didn't return after several hours, prompting an urgent 911 call from a concerned family member.
And that's when OCSO K-9 Bo and Deputy Tim Patterson were joined by K-9 teams from the Okaloosa Correctional Institution as well as the Walton Correctional Institution. They always help as well, to begin a coordinated search of the very rural area that was surrounding the property. And we're also helped by some other deputies as well as the OCSO drone unit.
It's certainly paid dividends. It's been a very valuable asset to our agency. And not to mention just Bo, because everybody loves Bo. All the community wants to see him when we go to events, and he's very out there. He's out there very visible in our community. He goes to different events, and he's recognized all over Northwest Florida. But not just Bo, but his handler needs to be recognized, because Tim is so passionate about what he does.
Get up on your man. You find your man.
We were very strategic in who we chose to be able to be the handler for Bo. But just as important Bo is, our handler is just as important, because they love each other, and the passion and the bond that the two of them have. And actually the chemistry really is what I'd like to talk about. Is their chemistry is unbelievable. They find people, and Tim never complains about coming out in the middle of the night. Certainly Bo jumped right there with him. He's just, both of them have been a tremendous asset to this administration.
Good, get on him. Finey. Finey. Keep working.
Hey, does their property go further east than where I'm at right now? Past this fence line?
I got that footprint going right down that road. Found your man. Right here, see it? Footprint. I know, buddy.
Have the drone come to us on this trail. This trail has the croc footprints, and just see if you can fly ahead.
Okay. Going north and south in the two red rays. Down it and back into it.
Let's step out here for me, okay? Okay. Let's do it right now. Yeah, I understand. Hey, the dog's friendly, just so you know.
Yeah, I got him tied up there. So we had all the prison dogs out here looking for you, buddy.
The prison dog.
Yeah, we had everybody.
Wow.
Yep. We weren't gonna leave until we found you, but we.
Stiff, ain't it? I appreciate you guys finding me.
Yeah. Do you know the guy that owns this place back here?
I have met him a few times.
Okay.
I just wanted to be careful not to hurt anything, so I didn't.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I just wanted to.
Yeah.
Get out of the shell, get out of the weather.
All right. Well, hey, I tell you what, we got the cavalry coming, so if you want to sit down, have a rest, and we'll catch our breath, and you can pet him if you want to.
What a handsome animal.
Yeah.
Hi, youngin.
That's Bo.
Well, hey, you Bo. You're beautiful. I saw you guys go up. I figured you were deer hunters. No.
Oh yeah.
Or whatever people do it right now. Right flanks.
Here's your light. I'm glad I followed my instinct. Tell you what, how did you get back here? Did you walk a power line or the road, or how did you get back here?
I walked.
Do you know? Did you go from the back of your pasture, or how did you get back here?
Yeah, I just picked up one of those trails, about a million trails through here.
Did you go around the lake?
That's correct.
You did, because we were tracking your Crocs, and so you came all the way around and you just made your way in there, huh?
Right.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah. I thought, well, I'm gonna get out and get a little shelter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rest up and head back in the morning and see what's going on at the house.
Yeah. Well, I am super glad you're found.
Don't you got chili?
We've been running. We've been.
Okay.
I was running behind that fella right there. So.
Okay. I'm sorry to put you.
No. This is what we trained for.
Well, you did a good job.
Well, we appreciate it.
And with that hard work, ultimately K-9 Bo and Deputy Patterson found the 79-year-old sleeping on the back porch of another property. He was okay, but it was K-9 Bo and Deputy Patterson's second find of an endangered individual in a 2-week period, so great teamwork by all of them.
That's right, and Sheriff Aiden actually brought on the OCSO Bloodhound team when he was first elected, and says K-9 Bo and Deputy Tim Patterson have paid huge dividends, not only for the OCSO, but for the community.
No doubt. He's a popular boy.
He is.
Moving on to our next list of fugitives, we've got Johnny Thompson up first, wanted for felony failure to appear for attempting to flee or elude law enforcement and operating a motor vehicle without a valid license.
Next up is LaCamarique Troutman. I have no idea if I said that right. 25-year-old black female wanted by the Crestview Police Department for felony aggravated battery, last known to live on Bel Air Drive in Crestview.
Moving next to a Walton County case, Lasha Monique Moore, 33 years old, wanted by the Walton County SO for theft.
Back to Okaloosa County, and this is a new addition this month. Stephen Richard Arp, who's 51. He's wanted for felony failure to appear for use a computer to solicit a child, as well as use two-way communications to facilitate a felony.
We don't have a photo for you of Jerome Daniel Mason, but he's a 39-year-old white male, and Mason is wanted for felony fraud and exploitation of the elderly.
And contact Emerald Coast Crime Stoppers if you know where 45-year-old Scott Daniel Sconyers might be. He's wanted for violation of probation for DUI and fleeing and eluding.
Still working to find Anthony Fridelli. He's been on the list for quite a while. He's wanted for VOP for grand theft, trafficking in stolen property, and providing false information to a pawnbroker. He was last known to live in Fort Walton Beach.
58-year-old Todd Wilson Inman, wanted for felony violation of probation for driving while license suspended or revoked, passing 10 or more forged notes, possession of a controlled substance, and providing information to a pawnbroker, and grand theft, last known to live on Henry Lane up in Mossy Head.
Brandon Dalton West, no photo available, but he's 33 years old. He's a white male wanted for sexual assault.
55-year-old Donald Lee Chapman, he's wanted for felony violation of probation for leaving the scene of an accident, attempting to flee law enforcement, driving while license suspended or revoked, and resisting an officer, last known to live on Evergreen Drive in Mary Esther.
Some of these, it's hard to keep up with the list of charges. They've got too many.
Yeah.
Mayiki Jamal Boyd is up for felony VOP for grand theft and dealing in stolen property. He's wanted for non-payment of child support as well. He was last known to live on Long Drive in Crestview.
And deputies are still searching for 31-year-old Alyssa Victoria Hibberts for violation of probation on the original charges of child neglect and possession of cocaine. Now, she was last known to live over in Pensacola.
Another child neglect. This is felony child neglect for J. William Shutter, who's 81 years old. And if you've got information on his whereabouts, please let us know.
Next up is 34-year-old Jose Alberto Hernandez Cruz. He's wanted for failure to appear for DUI and 2 counts of child neglect, last known to live on Airport Road in Destin.
Cameron Emmanuel Sanders is wanted for felony fleeing and eluding law enforcement, driving with a license suspended or revoked, and resisting arrest.
Wrapping up this list is 29-year-old Cheyenne Lee Gentry. She's being sought for violation of probation for possession of methamphetamine, last known to live on Oak Terrace Drive in Crestview.
Yeah, so a lot of folks on this month's show. If you've got any information on them, please contact Crime Stoppers. Remember, you can earn a cash reward, and you never have to give your name. I think it's important that we keep reminding people that this is an anonymous program. We wanted to remind everyone that the OCSO first responders offer a program called SAFE. We've highlighted this before, but it's been a while. It's designed to boost the level of care and service provided when they encounter an individual with any type of communication disorder, be it dementia or Alzheimer's, something of that nature, to help and try and work with these people, communicate with them, and keep them safe.
This decal is small, but it's powerful. If you have a loved one with dementia, autism, or any communication challenge, we need you to slap one of these free decals on the cars they ride in or on the front door of their home. We call it the SAFE program. When a first responder in any emergency situation spots one of these decals, he or she knows someone involved may need special care. It's our way of giving the best possible service. Enrolling is free and easy. Just go to our website and enroll in SAFE.
Now, it's free and it's easy, and once you've enrolled, the information is also automatically available to OCSO dispatchers to share with deputies, firefighters, or EMS heading to the scene. You can find the link or sign up and get your decals at sheriff-okaloosa.org/safe.
Yeah, definitely a program you want to take advantage of if you need to.
Absolutely.
Next up, we've got Zachary Michael Lee Gines on our list, and he has been located, so we're happy to put that word on this program.
Yep, we're still looking for 65-year-old James Clinton Brinkley Jr., and he's being sought for violation of probation for battery, last known to live over in Pensacola.
Nissa Marie Zimmer, last known address was Point Comfort Road in Mary Esther. Zimmer's wanted for felony failure to appear for assault, criminal mischief, and possession of a controlled substance.
49-year-old Justin Rafael Diaz is wanted for felony possession of methamphetamine with intent to sell and possession of heroin.
Oh, another sexual battery. Kelvin Paul Michael Wise, we don't have a photo available, unfortunately, but 46-year-old white male wanted for sexual battery, so we've got several on
And actually,
this month's
we
list.
can actually update that and say also he was located since our last show.
Is that Kelvin Paul Michael
Yes.
Wise was located? Oh, fantastic. All right, let's check him off the list then.
Now, next up is Zachary Ryan Steen. He's 29 years old, wanted for felony aggravated battery with a weapon, last known to live on Old Ferry Road in Shalimar.
Here we have Desley McLemore up next. She's a 27-year-old white female. We don't have a photo available, but McLemore is wanted for felony use of a two-way communications device, promoting sexual performance by a child, and sexual assault.
38-year-old Joseph Lee Fairchild. He's been on the show for a while. He's wanted for violation of probation for aggravated assault.
The Walton County Sheriff's Office is looking for Casey Bruce Rudder. Rudder's wanted for felony VOP. His last known address was in Panama City.
Okaloosa deputies still searching for 47-year-old David Allen Bobbitt, and he's wanted for fraud.
So we're hoping that we hear from some folks on the list here because it's got some pretty significant
Yes, it
crimes
does.
on there. But moving now, we want to talk to you about some of the excitement that was taking place this week at the Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office headquarters, and that's because of the arrival of a new canine, which you know is always going to stir up excitement here. Canine Jedi is a beautiful and very boisterous 14-month-old German wire-haired pointer, and he is the new OCSO drug detection and deterrence dog, and he'll be working in Okaloosa schools.
That's right, and he's currently undergoing training with his new handler, Deputy Ed Hahn, and had a quick meet and greet with fellow OCSO dog enthusiasts, including Sheriff Eric Aiden and Under Sheriff Charlie Nix at our headquarters this week.
I love the beard. Oh my gosh.
I saw you on the road the other day, and I didn't realize that you had the new school dog. Hey, bud!
Can I sit?
Hey! Pretty dog.
Stay.
Wow.
So Canine Jedi just finished his first national certification. He's working towards his second certification in July, so we're having our fingers crossed. Seems like he's super smart, and we expect him to get through with flying colors.
Yes, and we're happy to have this distinguished looking pup on board, but we also want to send out a heartfelt remembrance to his predecessor, K9 Marley, who retired in May due to an illness and then passed away after 4 years of dedicated service with the Okaloosa County Sheriff's
beautiful
Office.
golden retriever.
Beautiful girl.
And we will see you next time. Thank you so much for joining us.